What's up guys, Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 video. It's going to be another PTS video. Before we get into it, remember everything is subject to change. These skills or any kind of statistics or gear pieces could change at any time. This is only in the PTS, so just remember that guys. Today we're going to talk about the Shrapnel Trap. The Healer Trap isn't the strongest healing variant skill. Is this any better than Seeker Mines or the Bombardier Drone or the artillery turret? The Shrapnel Trap is an interesting concept and an interesting tool of destruction, and I'm going to showcase it to the best of my ability. We're going to go through a whole build, how to go spec directly into explosive damage, and I'm just going to explain to you guys what I think is the best way to get the most out of this. Is it good? How do you get it? Let's have a look and see. So, the Shrapnel Trap, let's go through the details. How are you guys going to acquire this? Now, this is like any other skill. I would imagine we would probably either get it from one of the bosses that you got to get down, like in the normal manhunts, or you could just purchase it with Shade Tech from the actual vendor. Whatever way it is, I'm not really 100% sure. It could be any way. Could be probably like the Healer Trap just finished. Like I can actually show you. Let's just quick have a look so no one gets confused. During the manhunt, you actually unlock the repair trap, which I haven't completed yet because I've been so busy. It's a joke, and it's, from what I've seen, is not too good. I'm going to visit it as soon as I can. I'm going away this weekend, so it's been very difficult for me. But let me know what you guys think of the Healer Trap. But you get it by killing Hornet, so you get that skill from him. It could be that in TU11, or normally in the base of operations. You would just come over here, and you would just purchase. I'm sure you guys are aware of that, like any other skill in this game. You just come over here and you buy it with your Shade Tech because you can actually get a bit more. So the trap is here. If we have a look, it's over here because we've currently got it. So we might see that we have to purchase it with Shade Tech levels, which you get from getting the caches around the world. So let's get into the actual build that we're going to be using before we go through the skill itself. So the whole premise of this is explosive damage. That's what we want. So Demolitionist is going to be something that we need to go for because we get, I think it's about 10% extra explosive damage. That's how the skill works. What I've done, I've used Spike, Perfect Spike, which gives me 25% skill damage for 15 seconds. You can use the Harmony, but In Sync is a bit difficult to utilize. It's way, what can I say, you have to be really quick and you have to constantly shoot, whereas with Perfect Spike you just pop a headshot, you have 15 seconds instead of 5 from the Harmony with In Sync. So I really do believe this is probably better for a lot of players, and because if you're like me and you like to utilize glass cannon, it's going to be very difficult because In Sync, hitting an enemy grants plus 15% skill damage, but it's only for 5 seconds. So using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage. So once you've damaged the guy with the skill, it's going to be a bit difficult to get the Shrapnel Trap back. So obviously you're going to be using another skill, preferably explosive. So it's possible to get it, like with the artillery turret, but you do get double. So it's going to be 30% skill damage. Whereas this gun, I made a whole video about this. Perfect Spike gives you 25, 5% less, but it lasts for 15 seconds. So it's completely up to you what you want to use. Then the most difficult piece combination for this is what you guys can start farming for before TU11 drops if you want to make a Shrapnel build. So I'm going to be telling you how this works in PvP and PvE. What I can say is in PvP it is a one-shot and it's very difficult to see these damn things. A lot of the time in PvP I'd run up to it and I wouldn't even know it's there. A big ring of red appears and you are dead. You appear back into the checkpoint. It's quite funny, but that, obviously I was wearing glass cannon. It does about 1.5 million damage, so you can two-shot someone easily with high armor in this game, and it's not easy to see, but if you are aware of them, they are very easy to dodge. In PvE they're also quite good. I get about 5 million damage per one. The NPCs do actually run towards the trap. You would think they would see these bright lights on the floor and they would avoid it at all costs. They don't. They just run through it. The problem is they create a pathway, and normally the other NPCs will run in the same pathway, even in a little channeled corridor like I did in the footage you're watching now. So let's move on to the pieces again. So we've got the explosive damage from the two-piece of Groupo. Now Groupo doesn't really roll with, yellows. It normally rolls with reds, so you want skill damage because there's no explosive damage rolls on the build. It's all skill damage and skill haste. Then I've gone for one piece China Light, with explosive damage. Don't worry too much about the backpack talent. It does give me more damage. There's a better talent than this, which gives you more damage, but then I'd rather use the harmony with that. I have made an explosive build before, but you can use it. It's perfect combined arms, and it requires you to keep shooting the NPC. But I prefer this because, like the artillery turret, it procs a status effect or whatever other skill you use, like even a normal big seeker mine. Then you do get skill damage. It's 20% for 27 seconds, which lasts forever. That's why it's a bit of an easier playstyle, especially if you're rocking with glass cannon. So remember, this gives you 15% explosive damage. Then one piece wyvern skill damage. Then we've got Hunter U skill damage for the 2-piece and skill haste. So all skill damage, skill haste. Then our explosive damage is quite high, especially with Demolitionist. So we're going to go over this now. This artillery turret is what I use all the time. I'm not going to lie, I think this is way better than the trap. You can just do way more damage, and it's more useful. You get so many bullets. You get 10 bullets. It's just ridiculously good, and it procs a status effect. I don't think the shrapnel beats that. The shrapnel trap could potentially beat the seeker mine, the singular seeker mine, because it does more damage per bullet, can I say, or what do we call little mines. So it depends how you look at it, but they all have their own different uses. The shrapnel trap, if you think about it, you could one-shot, on challenging mode, you can one-shot every NPC, and there's so many little bullets. There's 15. So you could potentially kill a whole room of NPCs with one, whereas the seeker mine might not do as much damage. So if you look at the actual shrapnel damage, it's 2.7 million, and then on a seeker mine, we have got the cluster, which is what you want to compare it to, which is 3.1 million. But here's the thing, is, you know, you get 10 mines. And here you get, what is it, 15 traps. So, you know, I don't know. Seeker mines could potentially be better. The cooldown is 8 seconds, that's what it says. And this is 10 seconds. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I definitely would say it's a bit silly to say that seeker mines are completely better. They do a bit more damage, but yes, you could get more charges from the trap. And in PvP, they're actually really hard to dodge if you don't know they're there. Like if you're getting chased by players and you drop one down, they're not going to see them. It's very difficult to see these things, especially when it's in a dark, when it's in like the sunlight. They're very difficult to see. Trust me. I don't know if they're going to update that, but if you run over one and you don't have more than 1 million armor, you're going to get one tapped. So I think the trap definitely has its use. But if someone throws a seeker mine at you, not only does the Shade Tech guy shout at you saying there's a seeker mine, but you see this thing rolling towards you with a big triangle on it. So I really do think it's easier to dodge seeker mines. So in PvP, the trap could be a little bit stronger, to be honest, because it's a bit more difficult to see. Now, obviously, good players get used to it, and then they'll easily counter it. But that's just something to take note of. I think it'll be a bit silly to just completely dispel the one or the other, which one is better. But I would personally rather use seeker mines and turret in a mission, because the trap just seems clunky. I really do think it's more of just a fun thing in PvP. And here's another thing. The cluster mines only do 500k damage in PvP, and this trap does 1.3 million, almost 1.4 million. So it's way more damage, and you can imagine that's obviously going to make a big difference. They both got the same explosion radius as well, which is interesting, and they last for just under 70 seconds. So I would definitely say, from my findings and from testing, personally, guys, I would rather use the shrapnel trap in PvP. And then I would rather use the other explosive skills in PvE. But that's completely up to me. Well, that's my opinion. You guys can differ. Obviously, you can decide what you want to be using. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think the trap is definitely interesting. As you can see, they're little red triangle things. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's a bit of a tricky one. I want to like them. To be honest, I mean, I've got tier 6, right? I think at tier 6, I would hope that the radius would be a bit bigger. Look at the shock trap. If you compare this, look at the radius of this, guys. It's actually quite scary. So remember, my skill haste is enabled over there. So I've got like 500% skill haste. So don't worry about the speed coming back. Look at this. So that covers, if we put the edge to the couch there, just by the wall, it covers, you know, it doesn't go all the way. But if we look at the electric trap, the shock trap, which I see a lot of people using as well, and we throw that, that's way bigger. It covers the whole room. So why is the shrapnel trap not living up to like this? If the shrapnel trap was like this, the shrapnel trap would be the best explosive skill, hands down, easy. So I think that might be the reason. It would be just overpowered. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. And yeah, I'll be seeing everybody in the next PTS video or the next normal Division 2 video. Peace out, agents.